Just because like you seem to be like a good judge of character and of people, I was just curious, like what would be the number one trait you look for in like a significant other?
I think you can I can feel the energy that comes off of other people, and if somebody is a curiosity is a real big thing for me. Is uh, the the greatest degree of curiosity I've imagined exists at the moment of birth. It's actually something that we need for survival. Curiosity. So curiosity is number one. But you can, uh, I think, kindness, fairness, um, people that care about other people. Um, when I was younger, it probably it had to do with people that had immense amount of energy. I could tell in the way they talked that they had a passion for whatever it is they were looking at, and they had an incredible work ethic. Work ethic is still number one for me evaluating students. Work ethic is essential. Work ethic and curiosity. It's pretty difficult these days to be more curious than you have to be because of the number of classes that you're taking at any one time. We tend to try to do too much. But in any case, yeah, I think right now it's just kindness. I I'm always attracted to people that are kind, and people that are mean spirited, exit and stage left. I don't even take on clients that are mean spirited. I have in the past, saying, "Oh, this is going to be a good," and I find out that I'm spending all of my money on Excedrin, you know, because I get headaches being with this person, and then I quit. I just I can't. I'm just not interested in. Um, and I like working with people as opposed to for people. So people that are open-minded and have, not to say that we're 100%. None of this is 100%. Because I'm closed-minded, as my wife would attest to, off too often probably. But open-mindedness is the basis for dialogue, and dialogue is when you listen to what somebody is saying, not just waiting for them to finish, but listening to what somebody is saying, hoping that you're going to hear something that triggers thoughts that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And then that's all you speak about. You say, "Oh my goodness." And then when they finish speaking, you speak, which is really an extension of what they were saying, but you give it your own spin. And then in turn, they do the same. And so a dialogue is never ending. It's a kind of infinite game as opposed to a finite game. It's very different than debate. It's actually, there's debate, discussion, dialogue. And dialogue, it just goes back and forth. And actually, the biggest religions had dialogue as part of their religion, and the mystics. When you read the mystics, it could be in Christianity, Catholicism, Buddhism, Islam. There was two things that I didn't know were always present. One was meditation, and the other one was dialogue. And the dialogue in was to uh, basically draw out, unpack whatever ideas that were being presented in order to see and understand what you didn't know beforehand. And in some relationships, it's like that. You can't get enough of a relationship, and it's actually an interesting form of intimacy. Intimacy isn't always pressing flesh, as your generate as you must long for at your age. Um, but it's an engagement in a way where you let yourself not only be open but be vulnerable. And vulnerability isn't weakness; it's strength. You open yourself up to another person in ways that you can now talk about things that in ways that you wouldn't talk about them. When you're not open and you're not letting yourself be vulnerable is when you're trying to impress somebody else with what you know and who you are and all of that, you know. And sometimes you have to do that, but I think the real pleasure is not having to do that with some people, you know.